Hey, how's it going? Today we got something special because you and I are going to be unboxing the Fritaire Glass Bowl Air Fryer. But it's not just any glass air fryer, this one's got a rotisserie in it too. And I'm hoping it's going to be cool. So you ready? Let's get into this. This is the Fritaire Glass Bowl Air Fryer. It looks kind of weird, but there's a reason it looks the way it does. The cooking surfaces are all BPA and PFAS free, and there's also no Teflon in this either. But that's not really saying a whole lot these days because Teflon is something that you're not really seeing quite as much as you did before. According to Fritaire, it's also self-cleaning too, and they must be super proud of that because they said it in 4 different languages. Moving right along, here's a whole bunch of really good looking stuff that you can make in your air fryer. There's a QR code over here to see the recipes. And on the back, we got a little bit of an explanation as to how stuff works. You got digital touch controls, a tumbling basket that would work with the rotisserie, and yes, there is a rotisserie for this. It comes in 7 colors. You can see that this one is the teal one. I've got the white, and by using my amazing math skills, I can tell you that there's 5 more colors. Also comes with a rotisserie motor, which is really helpful when you got a rotisserie. Works on a convection whirlwind, which is how air fryers work anyway. And the machine is 1300 watts, which a little bit surprising. I thought it would be a little bit more powerful than that. Got a tempered glass bowl. Again, it can do self-cleaning. We're gonna have to try that out. It's got a little raised stand, and I'm assuming that that is made of stainless steel. We'll have to look into that later. There's a closer picture of the tumbler. And here's a picture, once again, of it self-cleaning. So if you're keeping score, this is now the 3rd time they've mentioned the self-cleaning feature. And right here, you can see the rotisserie in action. Anyway, that's it for the outside of the box. Let's get this thing open and find out what's inside. You know, unboxings are probably my favorite type of video to make on this channel. And it's because it really is pretty fun opening these boxes up. Makes me feel like I'm getting a Christmas present or a birthday present or something. Hopefully you can kind of relate to that too whenever you open these things up with me. All right, we got lots of stuff right up here at the top. All right, this right here is the skewer for the rotisserie. And then right here, these are the 2 skewers for that. So really these just go onto the ends like this, or something like that, and helps keep like your whole chicken on here or a little piece of meat or whatever you got on here. That way, when the rotisserie is going around, these are digging into the meat and it won't just sit there in one spot and just sort of slide along as this is just turning on the inside. These little guys look like they are 304 stainless steel. These are the screws right here that you use to tighten those forks onto the rotisserie shaft. Okay, we'll put these books aside here for just a second. This right here is sort of a handle that you use to take the rotisserie out of the machine. This is our air fry shelf, and this would take the place of a crisper plate or something like that. So this machine is supposed to be completely non-toxic. So you got the glass bowl and you've got everything sitting on stainless. We're not going to be having to deal with any type of Teflon coating or even a ceramic coating. So those people that have a real problem with toxicity, probably this is going to be a lot more your jam. Okay, we got this little thing here that tells you what's in the box. So if we're missing any of this stuff, that's really gonna suck. You got a quick start guide right here. So if you're too lazy to read the manual like I am most of the time, you can at least get started with this with minimal amount of reading. It even tells you to plug the thing in first. So that's right up my alley. Got your safety card right here, which basically tells you the obvious stuff that they have to tell you so they don't end up getting sued for any reason. So basically, don't put it underwater. Don't try to use it around flammable things. Don't set it on top of a hot grill. Don't submerge it in water, you know, normal stuff. And now we've got our extremely thick manual. And I'm assuming that this is one manual in a whole bunch of different languages. We're looking at a lot of different languages. That much right there is the actual manual. Introduction, safety guide again, what's in the box again. So far, those other things we just got are redundant. How all the pieces go together, and some information about the proper use of your machine. In addition to that, there's some information about all the presets on this, extra information about dehydrating foods and vegetables. You've got an internal temperature guide right here, and we've got some cooking guides for different types of things you might put into this machine. In the very back there is the care and cleaning guide, which evidently is a really big deal because with this machine, you're supposed to be able to just put a little bit of soap and water in this thing and run a clean cycle, and that's it. Anyway, put this thing in a safe place, don't lose it. Okay, we got our power cable there, get that out of the way. Got some bubble wrap, let's get that out of here. Jesus, a whole lot of bubble wrap. Holy crap. You can open your own FedEx store here. There's even more down there at the bottom. Well, let's just get the rest of this out of here. It looks like all the rest comes out in one piece. All right, take that off of here. Pretty interesting looking. So we'll take off the heating unit. Take a look at that in a minute. And then we got our bowl. In here, we got a couple of things wrapped up. This is the rotisserie unit. Wow. It's just a little plastic battery operated guy. I can already see something that's kind of bugging me. These little hooks right here, those are really small. So I wonder how strong that's gonna be. This is one of those things where when you're locking whatever it is you lock into this, probably wanna be a little careful that you're not putting it in cockeyed or something, because I think you could break that. Don't go out and try to do it, but it kind of looks that way. This takes some batteries here. 4 AAAs. Wonder if it comes with them. We'll see. The rotisserie's in the holder there, so take this out. Stainless steel rotisserie basket. So those are the same thing as this guy. And basically the way this works is that just opens up. You put in whatever you're gonna put in there. You can see that it's got this little ledge right here in the back. So that way, when stuff is spinning around, in theory, I would think that that would grab onto stuff and it would just sort of flip it over as this thing is spinning. A little basket like this makes lots of sense for an air fryer because it means anything that's in here means you're not gonna have to be stopping your air fry, opening up the thing and redistributing any of your stuff. There's not too many air fryers that have one of these though. In fact, this is only the second one that I've ever had in the studio that's got a basket like this. And this one, I think has a better basket design than the other one because this clips on here really nice. On the other one, there was a much easier chance for the door to fly open because there wasn't a door on the side. It was just the side part like this that would twist on and twist off. And there wasn't really a locking mechanism for it or anything. So I like this design. Okay, we got our glass bowl. Is the bowl permanently attached to this thing? It kind of is because it's screwed on there. You would have to remove screws in order to get this bowl off of here. So that's not super great because I really wouldn't want to wash this entire thing like this. Handles right here are plastic and they are black plastic. And you'll see these 2 housings here that hold the rotisserie are also plastic. What? I don't know, because there's been a lot of hoopla on the news lately about black colored plastic being toxic in some way. And if that's the case, then did they just ruin the entire reason they're doing all this other stuff? Tell me what you think about that in the comment section, because to me, that kind of has me scratching my head a little bit. If we're looking at this bowl, around this side, there's a little flip down section and it looks like that is the connector for that rotisserie. So what you do is obviously after the batteries are in this, you line this guy up like that. So if I turn it that way, that's locked in. And then that is an unlock. And this is really kind of hard to get this lined up just right. Part of it is that I'm afraid to break this. Yeah, that's the way it goes on. Jesus. One more thing really quick. This is the on-off switch on the side of that. And if you're turning it off, I'm putting inward pressure on the bottom of this. So I'm putting even more pressure on those 3 little teeth. I don't know. I see this as something that can break and probably break really easily. And if that were to happen, that probably means you're replacing this and the entire bowl because that's all supposed to be one piece. Unless, of course, they can send you just a base or something and you screw it back on. I don't know. I think there's a little jankiness going on. All right, now we got our lid. We'll go over the controls on it in just a second. If I turn this over, you can see the heating coil in there and also the fan down under it, which would actually be above it. You got the grate that's being held on with 4 Phillips head screws. So if you really wanted to clean this, you could take those screws off, take this mesh off and clean underneath there if you wanted to. There's also a little light right there in the corner. And it looks like that is removable from the outside. So if that light were to burn out, you should be able to get a replacement. All right, this thing just goes on the top of this like that. On the side, you can see that it does have a little formed handle here that has nice indentions that makes it feel good on your hand. You've got your vent back here, so you don't want that too close to your wall because that's going to be hot. There's a heat warning right here, and it is the same color as the top of the air fryer, so you really can't see it there unless you're paying attention. We got our power cord here, which I'd call that about 2.5 feet. So that's pretty standard. And we got a couple of other things to notice. See, you got your power cable coming out right down here. If you were to take this off of your stuff, this is easy to get inside your bowl. So you don't want to set it down like that. So if you're using this, be sure you're keeping that cord out of the way if you're putting the lid back on there like this. I'm in the United States, so my machine is 120 volt. Obviously, if you get it in other countries, it's probably going to be 240. The maximum power output on this is 1,300 watts. Also, this has got these little feet on here. That is probably so you can take the air fry lid off and then just sort of set it down like this. Actually, I think that's pretty cool. It's a really simple thing to add on to a lid like this, and it does keep it out of the way. You're not gonna set it on to anything as scorching hot. It's got these lips right here, so if you were to put this down on your countertop, it's not gonna sit flush anyway. But still, I do really like that it can do this. All right, now I'm gonna plug this in and we can go over the controls. Okay, very self-explanatory here. You push this to turn it on, and the display will toggle between temperature and time. If I want to adjust the temperature, I can do it right here. And if I want to adjust the time, I can go right here. Now, if you look at this, that F is built into this machine. So I'm gonna guess that we can't do Celsius on this. That would be kind of an oversight, I would think. I'm gonna check the manual. Okay, I looked through the manual and all the cooking guide stuff does list Celsius and Fahrenheit temperatures, but there doesn't look like there's any way to change the machine from displaying Celsius or Fahrenheit. That's kind of stupid. Honestly, it's pretty bad. For the review video, I'm gonna have to put a call into their customer service to see if that's just something that I'm not seeing. But so far, it looks like that is in fact the case. All right, anyway, like I was saying, the temperature is controlled there, the time is controlled here. This button is a start and pause button. And then we have our 6 presets. This one is for fish, because it looks like a fish. This one is for steak. Then you got your French fry setting. Looks like poultry right there. The piece of pie is more of a bake setting. And then right here with the fruit is the dehydrator. And for measurements, you're just gonna get this in inches. 12.5 from the bottom to the top. The width with the rotisserie on the side is about 13.5. And that's taking into account the end of this guy and the end of this handle. And then back to front, 10 inches. Also, if you want to know the height of the bowl, you're at 9.5 inches wide on the bowl and 5.25 inches deep. Well, this does have a safety on it. If I lift this off, you can see that the power light is completely off there. And when I put this back on, it gives me control again. Well, I don't have any AAA batteries, so I just stole some from my TV remote controls. You know, someone has obviously broken this thing doing that. In fact, I did peek online and a lot of people are complaining about these breaking off. I can almost guarantee you this has got something to do with that. Okay, the little air fryer stand just goes into the bottom of the bowl, just like this. That creates a nice little 3/4 inch gap at the bottom of the bowl. That way it promotes really good airflow, so you can cook from the bottom and the top at the same time. And also, as juice starts getting in the bottom of the bowl, you won't have to worry about all your proteins sitting in it and getting soggy. If we're talking about using this guy, we would take these, set them on opposite sides right here. You want to align these right over the tops of those squares. You can see that there is a square hole in there, so this thing can't just spin around. And then on the other side, you don't want to put it the same way the first one is on. You'd want to go about a 90-degree difference. And you put that over here too. You want to make sure that when you tighten these guys down, that they don't overlap these edge pieces, because these are what go in the sides here. So to put this in, this would go in that side first, and then the other side just kind of lays down because it's got that little gap right here. See? Then if I were to turn on the rotisserie, it just works like that. Look how strong this is. Pretty strong. Now, if I wanted to use this basket, it works the same way. You put the motor side in first. Once you get that in there, you slide down the other side, and then you can start it up again. Very cool, huh? And now if this were done cooking and you wanted to get it out, obviously it's super hot, so that's where this guy comes in. This works on both the basket and on the regular skewer, and you would just hook it around the bottom here, lift the slotted side out first, and then just kind of come out at an angle like that. There's no stand or anything for this, but at least you can get it out of the machine without burning the crap out of yourself. Okay, what we're gonna do now is do a little test. I'm gonna make some chicken wings, and originally I wanted to put them in this little basket. But according to Fritaire, this thing is more for French fries or tots or nuts or something like that. It's not really suitable for big pieces of meat. So what they recommend doing is using this guy. So we'll set this aside, and I'm gonna prep some Parmesan garlic wings really quick. Okay, let's bring this up right here. We'll use some tongs to place all these wings right on top of the tray here. Make sure you give them enough room in between so you can get some air in there. I'm gonna do 8 wings, so it's gonna be a little bit crowded, but I think we're gonna be fine. And then we'll put this back on top. We're gonna turn this on, set it on chicken. I'm gonna change the temperature down to 350 degrees. And I'm gonna change the timer to 22 minutes. It's gonna be anywhere between 18 to 22 minutes. I want really crispy wings, so we're gonna go for the 22. Okay, let's go. And if you'd like to know exactly how loud this air fryer is, 58. If I'm measuring from the back around the vent, and we're about 63 or so. So it's not the quietest air fryer, but it's definitely not loud. Now all we gotta do is wait. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you wanna learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. All right, now that that's done, let's take a look-see here. In case you didn't notice on that time lapse, I did stop this about halfway through and flip all these over, which is just typical for an air fryer. Don't know if you really have to or not. We'll have to get into that more, but these all look pretty good. Let's see how this tastes. Ooh, these are hot. It's good. The Fritaire Glass Bowl Air Fryer is really cool. On the surface, it looks like they've addressed quite a few problems that I hear a lot of people complain about when they're talking about air fryers. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll be making all sorts of different recipes in this thing, and once I have enough information for you, I'll be back with a full product review. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Fritaire Glass Bowl Air Fryer, I do have an Amazon affiliate link for it down in the description of the video. If you buy any things through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay, 1 cent. Hey, Joe's Phenomenal now has channel memberships. For most people, you can see a join button down below the video window that you can click and see what type of perks I'm offering. If you're using an iOS device, you might not be able to see it, and if that's the case, I do have a link down in the description of the video as well. If you like this video, then I bet you'll like this video right here where I have reviews and unboxings for all the air fryers I've ever tested on this channel. If you didn't like this one, then I can almost guarantee you'll find one in there that you like better. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon. And until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.